We are here at the Sanjay Mortimer Rep Fest Day 2, now with slightly less hair. We're going to be talking to some awesome makers today, so come and join us as we go take a look at what it takes to make awesome. Big thank you to Print Solid for sponsoring this massive journey across the ocean. Let's get into it. You guys know it's a Rep Fest because we got Prusa Research here. We're at the Sanjay Mortimer Rep Fest 2023, and we're starting off hanging out with Prusa. We got my friends Shane and Nicholas here from Prusa. We're going to be talking all about the awesome stuff going on at Prusa Research and the fact that we might have just been in Prague.
I don't know what you're talking about. I haven't seen you in so long. I don't know what you're talking
There
about.
was this like guy with long hair going around. But
Yeah,
I haven't
I mean,
seen you around.
That's
Things
fair.
are-
This
things
is all
are-
kind of new.
Yeah, you look a little bit different.
Yeah, it's a $6,000 US haircut.
Hey, you know what? And you traveled halfway across the world for it.
We did, and we're so thankful for everyone that supported, and of course Joe Prusa for being one of the big numbers in that huge live stream that we did. So thank you to everyone that did support. But if they want to go see me getting my head shaved, we'll card to that video. They are really here to learn more about Prusa because the 5-tool head XL is shipping now. And in fact, I already have mine. And if you ordered one on day 1, yours, if it's not already at your door, might be coming soon.
Oh, yeah. We've actually found new resources for supplies and parts, and so we're able to boost up our production. So our old lead times are being pushed further and further faster so we can get all the older orders out as quick as possible.
We're shipping a huge batch before Christmas.
Okay.
So a lot of people will have a nice present under the Christmas tree.
Very large, nice present.
Yes.
So they might need to, they have another printer print risers for the tree to fit it under.
Yeah, or just make sure you give Santa extra cookies, maybe like a couch to lay out on so he can take a quick rest because that's going to be heavy.
And maybe a back brace or something too,
Bengay.
We have some fun XL multicolor.
Yeah, what do you got?
We'll start with
All
this.
right.
It's like the less impressive part, but still, like, I really love it. So it's Flex
It's TPU.
CPU, but it has PLA supports.
Oh, it's so good.
So I think we are just starting to see all the applications for, like, once people have the 5-tool XL, they will start playing with all the crazy combinations of polymers.
Yep.
And we will see all the crazy things, such as this tire.
A rim and tire, all printed as one piece.
So it's got PLA supports on the back again. It's TPU and TPU for the actual tire.
Because of course.
The rim is PETG. And yeah, and you do all this with,
Center cap as well.
yeah, and you just print a tiny, teeny little prime tower.
Yep.
We actually found out that if you super dry the filaments, we can do no prime tower on the XL at all. You would really need to like take them out of the dryer and print right away.
Wow.
But then like zero waste.
And that's pretty awesome, right? The big challenge this industry has had is dealing with machines that will have a single nozzle but still have multiple feeds. And Prusa has the MMU3, but the big criticism has always been with any printer that is single nozzle multi-in is the waste, the purge towers. But with a tool changer, you don't really have that much waste.
Very little. It's really incredible. And it is not like the bigger the model is, you don't have more waste. You still have the tiny prime tower because it's just purging the nozzle to have stable flow.
Yep.
So that's why when you dry it, it helps because it's usually the moisture that makes the filament leak out a bit from the nozzle when the tool is parked. So if it's very, very, very dry, it doesn't do that. So then you can prime much less.
I've been really enjoying my XLs. That's something that you'll see a lot more content coming on. And if you do want to see our tour of Prusa Research, it is quite a few videos. It is coming very soon. So stay tuned, get subscribed. Mickey, I know that the machines are cool, but the machines are not really your baby. What's going on with printables?
What I'm excited right now about is we just added a new section to printables brands. It's called Charities and Humanitarian.
Nice.
So we have Enable and Able Gamers there. I'm looking forward to add even more profiles there. So it will be the one place where you can easily find all the models, whether it's hand prosthetics or customized game pads for people with whatever disabilities they have.
Right.
So that's the thing that's out now that I'm excited about. And there's more exciting things that maybe when is this coming out?
Few weeks.
Few weeks
Minimum.
So I guess check it out because it's probably live now. That's all I'm gonna say.
Comment below.
We'll link to printables down below so you guys can take a look and see what all new things are coming out. At this point, I'm just waiting for Prusa CAD to come out with how much Prusa Slicer is working on. Oh, I'm getting a...
No, I'm just itchy nose. Plus, also, no more suggestions. We have a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, apparently my videos are causing problems sometimes.
I mean, how many, build videos you have, or build streams where you actually have someone sitting in on your streams?
It was pretty nice. Thank you for your help.
No problem.
Yeah.
Well, that's I had to make sure you gave Amber her proper amount of, double the amount of gummies.
Everyone really wanted to make sure.
See? I got the thumbs up from Amber.
Got thumbs up from Amber. Everyone really wanted to make sure that Amber got her fair share, and that was at least double what I had.
Of course.
Yeah. Now, Shane, I got to ask, since I know you've been messing with the printers for a while.
Yep.
What has been the favorite model that you've printed on your XL?
Well, I have one coming up because, I'm a complete geek and I do all the mechs and everything else, right? So now with the XL, I can do a much larger scale mech and do multicolor on it, or even still multi-material on it, and create larger, better ones. But the one thing I also love to do is to go through printables and then see what are the new ones that are coming out and which are the most popular for the week, because then there's other stuff there. I love finding new designers who create something amazing. I'm like, oh, I gotta have that. Before I came here, I was working on Wexer's skeleton, the skull Christmas one.
His skeleton Santa, or skull Santa.
But this one's 200% and everything else. And I was supposed to bring it down here, but I ran into some issues that were my fault and everything else. And so he's like, you go to his table, he's like, this is where it's supposed to go. I'm like, I know. But actually, I can't wait till I go home, because then that's going to be done. I'll take photos of it. I'll post it online. There's a lot of great designers that are on printables. Yeah. And I just love seeing all the different things that they do. I can sit there. I could actually get, a full cosplay body armor set, or even like a bust, or if something breaks in my house, there's a small little part that I can find. It's got everything on there.
It's a nice thing of where you can stay within an ecosystem.
Yes.
And now with printables connecting directly to Prusa Slicer,
you
just click a button and the model goes right into the slicer. And then you can even, now with the latest firmware, with the newer machines, the Mark IV, XL, you can direct stream G-code as well.
Yep. What it does is it will start the upload process. Say, for example, Prusa Connect.
Yeah.
So if you have like a very large file, say even like an insane amount, say a 300 meg file.
Okay.
You start uploading it, it hits the Connect Cloud, and then it will start to download to your machine. Once that code is started, it will start the process of heating up the nozzles, bed leveling, and start the print itself while it's continuously downloading. So that helped increase our, the download speed, or actually the work speed. So people aren't waiting such a long time for it to fully download. So that's something that, for me, now I just use Connect all the time. Just hit one button and just walk away from it, basically.
And if you have the ability to, work with your printers on a network, that is an absolutely great option to have. And if you're like me and you don't, you just sneaker net it. Okay, the USB drive works just fine. And coming soon, I'm hoping that we get lots of new features on those machines. The beta firmware for the XL has been amazing. And now that it is in full release, I'm excited to see the next iteration come into beta, because I think other than one time where I had my firmware hang on the beta, it might as well have been a full release. It didn't even seem to change. An input shaper, it's nice. Yep, it's nice.
We're always constantly working on the software, because like you saw with all the different iterations of the beta version, now 5.1.0 final release is out. That next we're going to start adding more features, but we want to make sure that those newer features don't break what we already did.
Right.
So believe me, there's a lot more coming out. It's going to be awesome.
Well, I'm looking forward to it, guys. You know how to find Prusa, and if you don't, links are in that description down below. Continued coverage of the Sanjay Mortimer Rep Prep Festival 2023 coming at you right after this. I have been following these guys for quite some time. A printer that it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. We're here at the Zaxe booth, and we have Baki here. Talk to me about what's going on with this machine, the X3.
Hi, welcome again. So this is our latest printer, which is we call Zaxe Z3S.
Oh, it's the Z3.
Yes, Z3S, which is S means smooth, speed, and smart. So it has AI detection capability. So if you have some kind of spaghetti or something like that on your print, it can automatically detect it. It is speed because the maximum tool speed capacity is 500 millimeter per second at 20K acceleration.
So you're running input shaping.
Yes, of
very
course,
nice.
of
very
course.
Nice.
So we have own custom firmware of custom solution, but we combine with our firmware with the Clipper firmware to access to input shaper and also the G-code transportation system, so which is working quite fast. It has 3 independent stepper motors on the Z-axis.
Oh yeah, so you get proper
it can,
leveling.
it can tilt
tramming.
it and it can make an extremely flat surface. So, and the machine, also the parts come from the aluminum parts.
Yep.
So it is extremely reliable and durable. So it is great printer for printing polyamide, glass fiber, polyamide, carbon fiber, and kind of ABS, ASA materials.
Right.
So because it has a passive heated chamber, but we have a polycarbon panels, and it keeps much more warm. Yeah. So when you compare with the plexiglass panels, so
we can all see RGB LEDs that let you know when the machine is heating versus when it's ready to start a print, which is pretty nice. It's that way at a glance, even if you can't see the screen, you know what's going on. And I said it at the perfect time when the machine started printing, so I was kind of happy about that. But you guys, you do a lot of business focus, right? This machine is more focused toward that small business that's looking to start up, right?
Yeah.
Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, this machine actually designed for the prosumer customers. So Zaxe is just a 10 years old company.
Yep.
So we are operating in Turkey, and we have more than 30 resellers all over the world.
Nice.
So the Canadian and Europe, you can just go our website and you can find our resellers. And we have also another model X3, so which is much more smaller version for the schools and education companies. So our Wi-Fi system is really easy to use for the printing. So that's why schools and education sectors always prefer our X3 printers.
Is there anything on the horizon coming out from Zaxe?
Yes, we are going to release new printers soon, but it will be really interesting. So we're really excited about that, and we're working really hard to finalize it. So 2024 will be really interesting for our company.
I'm really looking forward to it. A part that caught my eye, it's something that not a lot of people think about in the 3D printing world, but jigs and fixtures. We have a metal part here with a 3D printed jig and fixture to hold it in place, where I'm assuming these holes are drilled, because otherwise this part, real pain to get stuck in some sort of a vise. You would need to mill something like this, and on a printer this takes a few hours and costs next to nothing, versus on a CNC mill, that's a lot. That's a lot on a mill. So that's a nice piece to see in a great use case scenario.
Yeah, you can easily print it because our print array is 400, 300, and 350
that's a good
millimeters.
Build volume.
So it's really big build volume, and you can just make some jig and fixtures and you can weld it, and it's really easy solution.
That's the kind of stuff that we like to see. I'm a small business, and I know a lot of you out there are wanting to take your machines to the next level and start making a little bit of cash with them. And you might say, well, Grant, this machine's a little expensive. And I say, yes, it is. But it comes with warranties. It comes with support. It comes with things that your cheaper printers from you-know-where don't. The value of spending more money comes with more help, and it effectively ensures that you have a better user experience overall. It's one that we've considered for quite some time. Just always had other printers on order. I've had that XL for so long, been waiting for that printer to come in, and I was weeks away from pulling the trigger on the new Zaxe, and I can't. I got that XL, and then the pre-order came through. So I'm hoping one day soon we can show one of these printers off on the channel. Let me know if you guys want to see that, because I think there is a great business case to machines just like this. Now, can your machine run with just a USB?
Yes, you can use USB, Ethernet, or the Wi-Fi, which is 2.4 gigahertz or 5.8 gigahertz. You can work with that. And also there's internal memory. So when you print it start, you can just release your USB stick and printer is just still continue to printing.
That's nice. That way you don't, you forget to put the next file on your memory card because nobody ever forgets to do that.
Yeah.
You can easily take it out and go ahead. Now, can these printers run 100% offline?
Yes.
Even update offline?
Yes, of course. We have so many military grade the customers in Turkey, so
Yep.
we just remove the Wi-Fi chip.
Oh, it's
also.
removable.
Yes.
There you go. So if you guys are doing any government or types of work where you don't want internet connectivity, you can remove that chip and you now have a machine that is air gapped. And hey, as someone that works in government for 3D printing, yeah, you kind of need that thing. And
Yes, definitely.
it means that our options do often dwindle quite a bit. So this is now an option that we could look at from a business case as well. What is your favorite feature about the new Z3S?
So my favorite feature is that the polyamide print capacity. So this is the Polymaker polyamide glass fiber filament,
Yep.
PA6, by the way. So
It's a tough material.
yeah, it is really tough and it's printed really well.
Yep.
So you know, it's like a multi-jet fusion printing. You know.
Let me see this.
And with this cost
That
and
is
with
pretty
this
good.
material, so the result is amazing for me.
And I will tell you, go look up the price of a multi-jet fusion printer, even the cheap ones, and realize if you can get parts that look this darn good for this kind of price.
That's
And
a really good
also,
start point.
if you've ever dealt with powder printers like I have, these make a lot less mess. My entire shop used to be covered in powder. Kind of glad we moved away from that years ago. But Bucky, thank you so much for talking to us about this. Guys, check out Zaxe down in the description below. I'm excited because I have never seen your printers in person. We've always seen them online. I know we've talked a little bit, but I do definitely want to get one of these on the channel soon. So if you want to see that, let me know. Otherwise, stay tuned. You got more coverage coming at you here at the Sanjay Mortimer Rep Festival 2023. Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you.
Unfortunately, Stefan from CNC Kitchen was obviously unable to make it this year due to a huge amount of snow in Germany, but we've brought along a huge selection of the heat set inserts. So if anyone's interested in the heat set insert tips and threaded inserts in the UK, or anywhere really, but mainly in the UK, we resell those. So we've got all of those available here. And soon we'll be having the newest selection of the heat set insert adapters, tips, and the deburring tool all available as well. And next to those, we brought along a huge selection of LEDs. So for both Voron and Rat Rig printers, we've got RGB and white LEDs available. The Voron ones are kind of obviously for the like Voron 2.4 and Trident machines, and we have the smaller version for the Veer Zero as well. And then for the Rat Rigs, we've got the 210 and 310 versions. So even up to the 500mm machines, we've got something that works for basically everyone. In our kind of PCB selection, we've got some coasters, we've got the stepper motor analyzer, the divider PCB for the Rat Rig V Minion, some adapters and other electronics, kind of wiring management stuff. And then we come on to the VLMP. So we've got 3 different VLMPs here today. We've got the base model, which we've had out for a little while. We've got kits of those available. You can get them online as like a hardware kit, printed parts. And then just announced today, we have the Pro version, which is more for a professional market who don't want to be deciding things or printing parts. They just want a full kit all ready to go. And then the VLMP Auto concept, which is a fully automated idea. It may or may not become a thing, but it's been a lot of fun to try it out and see what it kind of looks like and discuss that with everyone. And then the pièce de la résistance, if I've said that right, my French isn't great, is our Darwin Evo. So this is a remake of the original 2007 Darwin, which of course started the whole rep-rap movement with Adrian Boya and Ed Sells. We've worked with Prusa, E3D, Big Tree Tech, LDO Motors and Rat Rig to bring this whole printer to life. And we've able to auction it off for the Sanjay Mortimer Foundation and raise £2,650 to help them do what they do. The whole idea of the project was to maintain that original Darwin aesthetic, upgrading as little as possible to be able to integrate the latest electronics, designs and speed and accelerations that we kind of expect in a printer from 2023. But we maintained that kind of slightly rustic and basic low-cost appearance of our earlier machine, including a nice plywood bed just to kind of finish off that look. At the moment today, we're printing the Geyer Anderson cat from the British Museum, a really nice STL of the Geyer Anderson cat that they scanned, and we have an STL available. So just printing PLA at the moment on a nice open machine. If you want to learn more about Darwin, the files will be available online. We'll leave a link below because I don't have a set location for that yet, but it will obviously be all open source. I've taken from Ratrig, Voron, and the original Darwin design to make this. So everything, all the files are all going to be available for anyone that wants anything. Or you can head to vector3d.co.uk for more about the BLMP, inserts, and LEDs.
We are here at Diamondback, and it's a little chilly because we actually have a really awesome ice sculpture to show off the thermal conductivity of diamond. We're joined by Rod here, and we're just talking about why polycrystalline diamond is quite literally a maker's best friend.
Yeah, absolutely. So diamond is actually a really underutilized material for 3D printing. What we have here is we have a thermal conductivity test that we like to show everybody, right? So we have diamond here. The grains are very tight and close together. A lot of good heat transfer going through. So, you know, I don't know if you're gonna be able to see this, but
It melts basically instantly.
it melts extremely quick, right? So and that's what you want on a nozzle. You want consistent printing temperatures. You don't want anything to slow down your print.
Right.
And this helps a ton. Not only that, it's also abrasion resistance.
Yep.
So, I mean, we've tried to grind it with grinding wheels, files, you name it. You cannot damage this nozzle. Right?
I might have some B stock nozzles to do that too. So stay tuned. There'll be a live stream coming up where we absolutely abuse some Diamondback nozzles while I cringe because I know what I'm about to take an angle grinder to. That is coming very soon on the channel. So do get subscribed if you guys want to see that. But as you know, we've been a big fan of Diamondback, and while they have been a channel sponsor in the past, we do highly recommend them, and we recommended them before they paid us. I want to make sure that we have that proper disclosure. They are not cheap nozzles, but it is quite literally one of the last nozzles you will ever need. And now, with the Revo Diamondback, you can put diamonds on your Revo as well.
Absolutely.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah. I mean, for a little bit there, you kind of felt like it was a little bit of a gimmick, right? Until you tried it out.
I did, yeah.
And then it was like, wow, actually, this is pretty freaking cool.
Yeah, I did. I'm like, okay, it's a diamond. And I'm like, wait, I can't hurt it. Unless someone's going to make diamond filament. And if you do make it, hit me up. But I would like to just get a spool, you know? I don't know if I could afford that.
We're actually making some. We're partnering up with a company, and we're going to make some.
Because, of course, you guys have access to
bunch of diamonds.
A bunch of
diamonds. We're going to be actually doing a lot of internal testing with that. So we don't know what's going to happen, but let's figure it out. Let's try to make it better if it does wear out. So
we got to make sure Zach Friedman gets some for his every filament episode, but I definitely want to get some.
I'd
too.
love to see that. Absolutely.
Rod, thank you guys for coming out, showing off, and this massive ice sculpture.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's awesome.
It's been
guys.
great. So no, thank you.
Quick ad break to thank today's sponsor, Printed Solid. They've actually sponsored our entire trip out here to the Sanjay Mortimer Rep Rap Fest 2023. Thank you to Printed Solid for making this trip possible and allowing us to raise a ton of money for the Sanjay Mortimer Foundation, where, if you couldn't tell, I have a little bit less hair now. And while we could have done it anywhere in the world, it made sense to do it right here. If you guys are looking for some of the best filament out there, especially filament that is made in America in Newark, Delaware, look no further than Printed Solid. With some amazing colors like Brad's orange, you can get pretty much any color that you need for your projects and at an incredibly affordable price. Heck, we've been using Jesse filament for years on the channel, well before we were probably even on Printed Solid's radar. I love their filament, especially the design white, because they figured out the way to make white filament not suck. And, well, that's kind of harder than you think it actually is. Anyways, check out Printed Solid. Links are in that description down below. Now let's get back to talking with some awesome vendors. Hi, Dustin.
Hey, Greg. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great, dude. We're here at the Voron booth, but I'm a little turned around backwards, and that's because, well, Voron actually had the highest donation when we shaved my head here, the Sanjay Mortimer Rep Rap Fest, benefiting the Sanjay Mortimer Foundation. We got Max here, otherwise known as Russian Cat Food, and behind us is Project Phoenix.
Yep.
Max, talk to us.
Grant.
How you doing? I know our first time really meeting was you shaving my head.
It is true. It is true.
Yeah.
We saw each other a little bit at other rep festivals,
Yeah.
but didn't really fully meet.
Right.
Phoenix is. I'm doing much better because Phoenix is finally printing.
Right.
The process of getting it across the pond and reassembling after being in a crate was arduous.
It's a big printer.
It is a huge
What is
printer.
its build volume?
It is 610 by 610 by 550, I think.
It's a big printer.
It's a lot of printer. It's a lot of volume, and it can print ABS.
It can.
Yes. So
Wow.
the chamber gets hot enough to get to ABS temperatures.
That's amazing.
We have 4 300 spec Voron beds underneath, under that sheet.
Jeez.
The sheet was actually provided custom by Fabrico.
Nice, nice.
Yeah, there's a little honey badger hiding behind a V24.
Of course.
Actually, it's a original V24 sheet that they did for April 1.
And this machine is no joke. I see ball screws. I see linear rails. I see 9mm belts. You guys.
And it's NEMA 23 motors.
Nice. Oh, and a lot of milled components too.
Yes, absolutely.
And this machine was also in that same auction.
Yes.
And what was the final price that it went for? Do you remember?
5,200 something.
So that's a fair bit. It's a
Yep.
fair bit. We were close, actually, man. We should have gone a little bit longer. No. The V24 is absolutely the belle of the ball here, because I certainly am not. But we were all kind of laughing because I'm now branded with Voron before I built one.
I hear that's going to change soon.
Yes, the Voron is coming soon. Oh man, the comments all the time. When's the Voron? When's the Voron? I'm like, I committed to doing it with my bamboo, which, given my track record with bamboo, that was likely a pretty rough mistake. So we're fixing another one, and if I can't get that running, I'm just gonna go do it on a different printer, and we got to go ahead and get that made.
We could help you print some parts. We do have machines.
I have 54 machines.
All right, never
I
mind
just
then.
wanted to do it on the bamboo.
All right.
And I do want to give a huge thank you to Colleen, who dropped off a custom book. And I guess he's kind of known for that. But he made me a custom book for my first build.
That's awesome.
And he's like, now you have no excuse. I'm like, crap.
Yep.
But I made him sign it.
Awesome.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of cool. It was nice to get it, in person as well.
Right.
It was all bound. You guys will see it. I've always loved the concept of Voron. My theory has been you all think outside of the box and then find a way to wrap it in acrylic and add a hot end to it.
Correct.
Yeah.
And not being a company, we don't have to cannibalize our own products. We can literally do whatever we want.
Right.
Because we're not beholden to quarterly reports and marketing and anything. We can just do whatever we want.
Right.
Every once in a while, there's LDO throws some money back at us for selling 1 billion of our printers. It goes into Voron Fund that helps fund some other things, but we're not really like making oodles of money. We're not making really any money on this. It's a volunteer project. We actually talked to Brooke Drum from Printerbot.
Yeah.
And he had a fantastic quote. We can't really compete with you because you guys deal in fun, not money, and you can't compete with fun.
You cannot compete with fun. Yeah, I'm looking forward to building my first Voron. I'm a little nervous because, of course, I choose to do it live because I hate myself, apparently, but that's fine. Everybody else loves when I screw things up.
It's going to be okay. It's gonna be
It's fine.
okay.
I told Nero and Steve, I'm like, I'm just gonna call you guys. I'm like, I need help. I need help. I need help. I am excited for it, and
Good.
maybe one day we go down this path.
If you find some space,
well, I got a garage. It just can't go inside the house because this does not fit through.
it does not fit through
No.
normal doors. And I also don't recommend putting this anywhere inside your house.
Yeah, it draws quite a few watts, doesn't it?
Yeah, it has two separate inputs. One just for the beds and the one for everything else.
Very nice. What's on the horizon for Voron right now?
We're still driving to actually release this machine.
Okay.
We've announced it. Now we actually have to fully release it. Release for Voron is cleaned up CAD.
Yep.
So full open source CAD. Bill of materials. That makes sense.
Yep.
And the manual that currently does not exist.
Okay.
So once we have all of those lined up, because LDO and a whole bunch of other vendors and manufacturers have a fairly decent heads up.
Yep.
Hopefully by the time it is fully released, you will be able to get at least part kits for it, like milled parts or extrusions or panels, and you piece it all together. Or not, if that's not a complete kit, at the very least, you'll be able to like piece together your own thing.
Right. Can imagine the build guide for that, right?
Yes.
Do we have a rough idea of price point for it or not yet?
Honestly, we didn't add it up yet. And this is a one-off thing that, like, a lot of stuff is sand cut sand.
Yeah, economies of scale drops price.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Once we have manufacturing figured out for it, or, our vendors and manufacturers have their own manufacturing figured out for it, and they will tell us what the price is, we can add it all up and say, here's the price. But honestly, this machine is like 5 to 10 times more than it should be.
Likely.
Honestly,
Yeah.
if it was a kit.
I got a tough question for you because it's asking the rough one. What is your favorite Voron?
I have to say the 2.4.
2.4?
Yep.
Why?
Because I designed it. No, it's the one that's based, the quad gantry leveling and the flying gantry thing is based on V24.
Yeah.
I think it's the one printer that has the most features on it. I like it.
I do want to build a 2.4, but I was told do not start with it. Do a Trident.
Good. Do
Yeah.
not start there.
And then do a 2.4.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I like the flying gantry as well.
It
I
is
think
cool.
that's quite pretty.
Yep.
But guys, check out Voron. We're going to link to them in that description down below. Let me know what your favorite Voron is and maybe a color scheme, because I'm sure this Trident that we're doing is not going to be the last. It might be the first, but it won't be the last, and I will not make the mistake again of making a 5-color Voron. Nobody told me that was a bad idea until after I started printing it. So that's going to be a fun stream.
There's no such thing as a wrong Voron.
That's true.
You can make it your own.
Guys, get subscribed, leave a like if you haven't done that already. Big thank you to Printed Solid for sponsoring this trip. And as you know, stay safe out there. Don't forget to call your loved ones. And as always, keep making awesome. Have a good one. All right, gonna clap for audio sync.
La 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 la.
Me, 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 me.